All right, let's talk about emails. In the next few minutes, you're probably going to get a handful of them. But here's the real question. How many of them will actually be any good? Today, we're breaking down how to write professional emails that don't just get read, but actually get you what you want.
So let me ask you this. Think about the last email you sent. Was it helping you or was it hurting you? Because every single email is like a little piece of your professional reputation. It shows people if you're detail-oriented, if you're respectful of their time. And let's be honest, in a world with so much remote work, this isn't just a nice-to-have skill anymore. It's absolutely essential.
So what are you up against? Well, check out this number, 121. That's the average number of emails an office worker gets every single day. Your inbox isn't just full, it's a battleground for attention. To get your message through all that noise, it has to be sharp, professional, and to the point.
So, where do we start? Well, it's actually before you even start typing. The best emails begin with a little bit of prep work. This is the foundation that makes all the difference between an email that gets a reply and one that gets ignored. I know. Email etiquette sounds a little stuffy, right? But it's not about a bunch of old formal rules. Think of it more as the code for being a professional. It's how you show respect, and it's how you represent yourself and your whole team. It really matters.
So let's start with two absolute non-negotiable rules. First, know why you're writing the email in the first place. What's the one thing you need from the other person? And hey, is email even the right way to ask for it? Second, your email address itself. Use your company one if you can. If you're using a personal one, for goodness sakes, make sure it's professional. First name dot last name is perfect. Nobody's going to take Skaterboy 420 seriously.
Okay, with that foundation set, let's get into the good stuff. We're going to break down a professional email into its core parts. Once you master these components, I promise you're going to see a huge difference in how people respond to you.
It really just comes down to four key pieces. We've got the subject line, the greeting, the body of the message, and then the closing and your signature. We're going to walk through each one step by step.
Step 1, and honestly, this might be the most important part, the subject line. Remember that inbox with 121 other messages? Your subject line is the gatekeeper. It's the one thing that convinces a busy person to click on your email instead of just deleting it. It's that critical. Just look at the difference here. Question is basically useless. It tells me nothing. But question about Q3 marketing report? Bam! I know exactly what it is and I can prioritize it. Meeting versus follow-up action items from our meeting on the 21st. You see, the strong subjects are specific, they're informative, and they do the work for the reader. Okay, they've opened your email. Success. Now what? Well, the greeting. This sets the entire tone for the conversation. You've got to start it off on the right foot, and that means picking the right salutation for your audience.
This chart is your new best friend. If it's your first time talking to someone or they're way more senior than you, stick with something formal like, Dear Mr. Kumar. If it's a colleague you know, a simple hello twinkle is a great, safe option. And for your immediate team, hi twinkle is usually totally fine. And please, just avoid to whom it may concern. It feels so impersonal. When in doubt, just go a little more formal.
Let's get to the main event, the body of the email. And the two magic words here are clarity and brevity. Everyone's busy. Respecting their time by getting straight to the point is maybe the most professional thing you can do.
This right here, this is a fantastic example. It's friendly, it gets directly to the point, and it ends with a very clear and easy question. There's no rambling, there's no long backstory. It's just a direct, respectful request. That's the gold standard.
So here are the key takeaways for the body text. Always kick things off by saying why you're writing. If you have a few points, use bullet points. They're so much easier to scan. But the most important rule here is probably this. One email, one topic. If you need to talk about two different things, just send two different emails. It makes everything so much easier for everyone involved.
All right, we're on the home stretch. How you end your email is just as important as how you begin it. A good professional closing wraps things up nicely and makes it clear what's supposed to happen next. You know, tiny word changes can make a huge difference in tone. Awaiting your reply can sound a little impatient, even demanding. But swapping that for, I look forward to hearing from you, that feels respectful, it feels collaborative. It's a subtle shift, but it's a powerful one.
And your signature? Keep it simple. Seriously. All you need is your name, title, company, and maybe a phone number. You want to avoid big images that clog up inboxes, and definitely no inspirational quotes. Less is more.
So we've built the perfect email. Now let's make sure we don't shoot ourselves in the foot with a simple, common mistake. Avoiding these little traps is what separates the pros from the amateurs. Here they are, the 4 horsemen of the email apocalypse. We've got typing in all caps, we've got the dreaded misuse of reply all, we've got confusing jargon, and of course, jokes that just don't land. We've all seen them, and we're going to make sure you avoid them.
So why are these so bad? Well, all caps just feels like you're yelling. Hitting reply all when only one person needed the info, that just clogs up everyone's day. Using jargon or acronyms without explaining them can make people feel left out or confused. And humor and sarcasm, they are so easily misunderstood in writing. The rule is simple. When in doubt, just leave it out.
Okay, we're almost there. Before your finger even touches that send button, there's one final super important step, a quick pre-send checklist. This is your safety net. This little 3-step check will save you so much grief. First, proofread. And don't just glance at it, read it out loud. You will be amazed what you catch. Second, double-check who you're sending it to. Is the right person in the to line? Do all those people in CC really need to be there? And finally, do a quick tone check. Read it as if you were them. Does it sound okay? Is it respectful? At the end of the day, every email you send is an opportunity. It's your digital handshake. It's a chance to build your reputation, to show you're a pro, and to get things done. So the real question is, with these tools in your pocket, what's your next email going to say about you?